Hello everybody, this is Michael with Mikey Does Outdoors. This is a video for North Michigan Creek Reservoir in northern Colorado. If you want to find it, you need to look under state parks for Colorado and then state forest access, and then look up the North Michigan Creek Reservoir. And there's a whole lot of other parks. If you'd rather choose one of those, you can do that. It's kind of a long video. Some of you may want to fast forward through where I show how to rig up a fishing pole for trout using the bubble and fly method. But Everybody, this is Michael with Mikey Does Outdoors. This is my first morning here at North Michigan Creek Reservoir in Colorado, and I've already seen a fox. So I can walk along the top of the fence and then dive in and get a rodent of some kind. Anyway, it's starting off. I've heard some geese come in as well. They're awful noisy for that early in the morning, but I guess they like to announce their arrival. Anyway, I hope I can get lots of video to show you, and thanks for watching. Hello everybody, there's going to be lots of video and pictures about this area. Just basically a slideshow of things I've seen there. And I hope you enjoy seeing everything. There's all kinds of wildlife and things to see, scenery. Pretty neat place to go see. I hope this makes you want to go see it for yourself, is what I'm hoping. And so, just take a look and enjoy. And now to get up and see some of this wildlife, you do have to get up pretty early in the morning to go see them. But some of them, like that doe, just came right through the campsite. This is from the north end from the dam end of the lake. Looking backwards, you can see it. It's just surrounded by beautiful sights. The whole entire area is just like this. This is my hike, a little bit of a hike. When you go to Ranger Lakes, you have to get your fishing poles and stuff and hike back to it to see, to get to the lakes. But there's some fishing back there. I met several people that had a full limit of fish, and I actually had my sunglasses on. They're polarizing, so I could actually see pretty good on lake number one. I could see fish swimming around in there, which is kind of fun to be able to do. And so it's a good place to go and fish. I didn't do as much fishing this trip as I normally do because there's so much to see. I just wanted to go see it all. You can see the sign for the Ranger Lakes. There's 3 other lakes. I only really looked at 2 of them on the video. But there's even a cabin resort right there on the lake number 1. If you wanted to stay right there on the lake, that might be kind of neat. Lake number 2 right here. And I don't have lake number 3. I didn't hike back to see it. So, and then more scenery from around there. Hummingbirds are big there, but you very rarely see one sitting still. So I saw this one sitting still and eating, so I thought I'd get it while I could. And then here's another hike. I thought I was going to hike back to a place called Blue Lake here to go see moose, but I got a mile or so down the trail, and I met up with a couple that was coming back because they turned around too. But they said from where I was, it was probably another good 4 miles to Blue Lake. I decided it wasn't worth it to me to go that far to go see moose when I've been told I could go to certain places early in the morning and see them without having to hike hardly at all. And so that's what I did. But this is the hike. I went a good ways. I mean, I got my exercise while I was up at these places because if you're going to do stuff, you got to get out and walk around a little bit. And so, and it's better if you take somebody with you for several reasons. It's safer, and it's just more fun if you have somebody hiking with you. Sharing, misery loves company if you're getting tired, because the hike back out of there was tough on me because I let myself get out of shape. Down the hike in was pretty much downhill, but coming back it was uphill all the way. Matter of fact, this is the uphill part of it. Looks like anyway. It was a tough one for me, but I did it. It was good exercise, and I need to do more exercise. So if you're gonna do stuff, might as well be out in the mountains where it's nice. And it was cool. So if it was hot, I would have been really dying. But it wasn't. It was cool and nice and a little bit of a breeze and just a beautiful place to be. So, finally, I see moose. This one was only about a quarter of a mile from my campsite, where the people didn't know that they were coming to, but they were there, and I found him. This is the one everybody knew about. Got him from the backside, but I came back around and I got a good broadside look at him. Big old moose. Hello, everybody. This is Michael, and I thought I would do another video that shows how I rig my lines here for this trying to catch trout. So a little more up close and personal, and hopefully these turn out pretty good. I'm doing this inside the RV because it's kind of windy outside. Didn't want to set up my tripods out there in the wind, and so let's see here. Okay, and this one I'm going to show the whole process. The other one has the bubble already on it, so we'll do the bubble on this one, and then we'll do just the leader and the fly on the next one. And sometimes these days I have to take off my glasses to get these things all the way through here. After I get this done, I'm going to go fishing and hopefully doing some catching and not just fishing this time, but we'll see. Get it through there, and you get you enough out that you can work with. Then I always just lock it down so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. Then we got the side. There's two different sizes of bubbles I have, and I just did the Blue Lake a month or so ago. I just used a little one. But my other one has a little one on it, so I thought we would put a big one on this one. And I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, one thing that's good for us using monofilament is to get you a set of. These were actually sold in the fishing area, and I don't know if they still sell them or not, but get you a little small set of fingernail clippers. It makes a big difference. And you don't have to worry about trying to cut it off and not cut both lines, both the tag in and the line at the same time. But back to the bubbles. They're two different sizes, a big one and a small one. And you can see here's a small one, here's the big one. On this particular line, we're going to use a big one. And one thing you need to see here is that they open up. They have the one of the ends comes out, and you can fill it with water. And that's what you do to use them. You fill it a half or so, maybe a little over half with water to help you cast. But you gotta know that you gotta rig it right, or it will come open and dump all your water out. And so what you gotta do is you gotta put the line in, starting from the small end, and then go all the way through. Because you're gonna put your swivel at this end, and then your swivel will bump up against this large part and keep it from coming open and losing the water. We're just going to use one of these little swivels like this. It's got the same thing at both ends. And for these, I'm going to use a Palomar Knot. It's just the normal fishing knot that a lot of people use. A few years ago, they had that commercial where they weren't going to sell you fishing equipment at Bass Pro Shops unless you could tie a Palomar knot. No, this is it. This is the knot. And if you want me to, at some point maybe I will I'll make a video about tying the knot, just so everybody's got it. For now, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm doing, and then, but you pull the main line first, and then this down, and that's as strong a knot as you can get. It's not gonna pull loose when the fish is fighting. One thing about doing it in here, I can keep up with all this excess line and make sure it gets thrown away properly. Yeah, that'll be good. But anyway, and that'll keep the bubble on, and when you're reeling it through the water, the line is pulling that swivel up against the deal and keeping that bubble from coming open and losing your water. Okay, and now we need to select. Well, we need to put some. Oh, let me pause. I need to get the line. How you go get the line? Pause it and go get the line out of here. 4-pound original string, and I just use that for my leaders. There's some nice benefits for doing this in here. No wind, no bugs. Makes it a little easier. And then this is a different kind of knot. It's kind of what some people would actually, instead of the Palomar, call this a fisherman's knot. But you need to, like you're going to do a granny knot, and you just wind it around about 7 times. And you go back through here, back through your eye, and through the loop. Then you just tug it down nice and tight. Not going to pull loose either. I always like to kind of test them. You do have to remember that this is light line though, and if you pull it too much, you're going to break it. Sometimes I decide to go ahead and back it up on this end with a snail knot. Another just it's actually kind of used also as the part of the double uni, but I just wrap it around 5 to 7 times and cinch it down, and that helps to make sure. Okay, and we'll trim off the tag end. to pull off about 6 foot of this line for our leader. And I was doing it a little wrong last time anyway, so this will be good for us to get. But we need to, I know this pole is 5.5 foot long, and so you need to, I might get a little extra just because, well, you know, there's about 3 inches up there, and so I'm going to get about this much leader. It's probably about a total of 6.5 foot, but that'll give me enough. You don't want to have it too close to the boat. You don't want to have it too far away either, because then it won't have the desired effect. Okay, and then pick this up so it doesn't get away. Okay, then we decide what kind of fly we want. Well, for this area, I've tried a couple other things just a little briefly without filming too much of it. I filmed a little bit of it, and I'll show everybody what that is. But last time we were here, the lady said these Alcaracatus flies were what you used, and they seemed to work alright. They weren't perfect, but nothing is perfect. And so, but I'm going to use one of these. Sometimes these little dudes are hard to thread the line through. But let's see what we can do here. And I would love to do a Palomar, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. See, you got to use the tiny little hooks with these for trout, and just threading that through once is it sometimes a chore. Palomar, you have to go through the eye twice. Okay, we made it through a single time, so we're going to do that like we did before, the little yeah, we're going to do this here. Let's see. This is just 4-pound original strand that I'm using for. Sometimes I have used, and I have still some fluorocarbon, simply because fluorocarbon basically vanishes in the water because it has the same light refractivity as water. So, and then the fun part about these is keeping them from getting all tangled up. But there we go. And then we'll always run it around the handle and let it out a little line here. This little. Grab that deal. This part is harder in here because I got to see the. grab it. And then around the handle once and up. Set it right in there like that. And that's one of them. Now, this is in my video selfie. You can see the lake behind me. That's North Michigan Creek Reservoir. I've never caught that many fish here, but I'm sure going to give it a try. Hopefully I'll have some fishing and some catching video I can show you. Okay everybody, I did do a little fishing and I thought I'd give you a look at it. I didn't do any catching this time because I really didn't spend enough time trying to figure out what they wanted to eat. And so I did get a nibble on one pretty good one time when I fished down at the dam, but for the most part I didn't get anything. I didn't try hard enough, and I'm gonna have to do better at the fishing part. I love to fish, but there's just so much to do at this place that to me it's hard to stop and fish when you need to go see this and that in order to make it a good complete trip. But it's good. I mean, it's a big lake. There are people out in all kinds of rafts and canoes and boats and stuff to try fishing and just having fun. Except my last day there, it was really windy, and I saw a couple of little girls who apparently had gotten their little floating raft out there, and it blew them to the one end of the lake, and they couldn't get it back to where they needed to be. So they were actually took it out and were carrying it up the road. I don't think they were liking that, but that's too bad. That's the way it goes sometimes. Wind blows up there as well, and it was howling one day. Thankfully, it was the day before I had to do the traveling, and when I traveled, it wasn't as bad from there. Now, when I traveled, I got to Wyoming, and it was howling pretty good. But you know, if you go RVing, towable, and you use a good anti-sway hitch, and mine's a load leveling and anti-sway, and you lock it down real good on the sway, you can manage. Sometimes you need to slow down. This is when the second time I went fishing, and it was the day it was blowing pretty hard. But I've went to the dam, and there's a place where you can get right down by the lake, and I saw some parents with their kids fishing down here and having good luck, but they were using like worms or salmon eggs or something, and I didn't have any of that. I just tried using the flies, and really you're going to have to sit here for a while and go through a bunch of flies to figure out what works. And I just decided to give it a try, because it would have been fun if I'd have been able to catch a bunch of fish, but it didn't work out that way this time. But these bubbling flies are easy to work. You just fill that bubble up halfway to 2/3 of the way with water. What I'm going to do, I didn't get it on camera very well. Next time I'll do a better job in showing you exactly how I got it with the water in it. But you take the little stopper out and you dip it down in the water, and you wait till it's about half or so full, and you put the stopper back in and take it out, and you're ready to go. What it does is it helps you to be able to cast further, and then when you're reeling it in, it gets the fish attention, and it makes them look up. And then when they see the fly, if it's a fly they like to eat, it'll make them, they're already looking and they can see the fly, and they'll get the fly. But over in Blue Lake, this particular one, like I'm using, worked like nobody's business. I was catching 5 to 1 everybody else in the lake. But that was Blue Lake in southern Colorado, and they stock them down there. You know, they had stocked them like the week before, or 2 weeks before I got there, maybe 2 weeks before, and they I think they made to be pretty aggressive fish, and so but you get the right fly and you catch them every single cast. You get an okay fly, you might catch them every third or fourth cast. But it is fun to sit there trying, just being there fishing is not a bad thing, not bad at all. I wish I could have shown you me catching some fish, and I will get better at showing that. I've had to learn how to use the cameras properly so you can see everything, and I hadn't been fishing in a while because I hadn't had the time and the money and stuff to go do it. And so uh, by the time next year rolls around, I'll be catching fish like nobody's business. I'm gonna get back to Texas though and get my little boat and get it back in the water, and that'll help me once I've get the hang of using that. I need to get me a fish finder to go on it. A few things. I'd love to have a gasoline engine because a little trolling motor's fine, but it's just a slow trip around the lake. And if it's a very big lake, you're not going to make it around it. You're going to just fish part of it probably. But a small lake, it'd be perfect. This little lake that I'm fishing here would be perfect in my little boat. But I don't have it worked out where I can bring it and the camper at the same time yet. I'll have to work on that. This is the boss chipmunk. I fed the chipmunks every day. The big one seemed to be the boss, but the little one sure was a sneaky one. This is Joe Wright Reservoir, and it's a pretty good sized place. This is the Rapaho National Wildlife Refuge, and it's at 8,900 feet. It's the highest one in the nation. It's a beautiful place, right in between the mountains ranges. And apparently all of these mountain ranges, I didn't realize, but they're probably a part of the Great Continental Divide, which I crossed 2 or 3 times on my trip this go around. Hello everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and tell all your friends. Thanks.